felt great. I was hopping around, jumping around, having energy. Everybody had energy because, you know, I just miss being out there.
I would say that the first month of the season, the training camp didn't go the way they wanted. You've been through this before too. But frustrated? How did you manage the emotions of that, not being able to do stuff that you want?
To be honest, like I handled it like very well in my part because when I was injured before, like during camp, I always had a bad attitude. Didn't have the great mindset, of course. Like I always thought like, oh, the world's ending, my career is over. But really, it's like a short little time frame. It's like I move on from it, recover, do your recovery stuff, and move on, and have a great mindset.
Were you concerned at all when you got to learn camp that it might waiting for you? That could really sidetrack you?
I had little doubts, but at the same time, it's like I'm one of the leaders on the team. I can't have people see me down. Actually, gonna be okay. If people see me on the team, people see me being down, like everybody gonna be down. And that's how it usually is. Because me in high school, Cam Babb, and Zach Harrison always have energy. Always trying to bring people along. Even CJ Stroud and Chris Lava trying to bring people along to make sure that they are all right and they have energy as well.
Where does that change of mindset come from? That the part of you that a year ago or 2 years ago would say the world's ending, to now realizing that just a couple days or a different perspective?
Really time, because time and being mature and going through a lot of stuff. Like for me, for instance, like I had a very bad injury my sophomore year, and that turned my whole world like in whole 360. And it was like, all right, now you gotta just calm down, take it day by day. Don't rush it. Don't overthink it so much. So you can overwork yourself mentally and physically, and you won't perform on the field as well.
How important is it for you and the group to be able to do what you guys did on Saturday with Matt, rotating you and Paris, moving guys around so that maybe in a game like that you don't need to be out there for every single rep?
It kind of like puts us in at ease. Like for me, for instance, like if I go down, Matt's right there to go. If Perry goes down, knock on wood, of course. Donovan Jackson go in, so on and so forth. Like it's like like everybody's ready for that time. It might not be the line that we used to for like the first half, but also at the same time, you just gotta keep going. We always know like next man up.
Is this the deepest it's been the whole time you've been here? Like, do you remember a time where you had this much confidence in two guys at like every spot?
No, I kind of felt like it's been like that all 5 years I've been here. Now with me being a freshman in 2017 with Jamarco, Billy, Mike, Brandon Bowen, Meach, for instance. Like Brandon Bowen got hurt and Meach stepped right in. And everybody see how he's doing right now. He's actually doing pretty well. So he was doing all right then. Josh Albee, he was doing well when I got injured. Who else? And Wyatt Davis. And you see where he at right now, Minnesota Vikings. So it's kind of like a rotating cycle. Everybody knows, like, all right, I got to put on my big boy pants now.
Has anything surprised you about CJ's play?
What do you mean?
How well he's played, how well he's performed. Has anything surprised you?
No. He always wants to be the best. Like at first, like a freshman, he has been like more mature than any other freshman I've seen, and that's my guy. And he gets down on himself sometimes, but at the same time, like he knows like I can't be down. I gotta stay up. I gotta stay positive. I gotta stay positive all the time, even keel.
Do you think there'd be games where you get to play both Florida and South? I know that you could, right?
Yeah, I can. Really, if Nick goes down, Matt had to come in, I'd be at left tackle. And me being at left tackle is not that big a change. It's just, all right, I'm in a tackle stance now instead of guard stance. And time is different.
So the way it worked out last week, was it to get Matt involved? Was it just an experiment? This coach has Stud talked about it for you guys between. Was that just the way it worked? Matt deserved to play?
Matt has been doing a phenomenal job for the past 4 years that he's been here, and he had days like he didn't want to be here, and he knows it too. But we all told him, even Wyatt told him, like, you gotta stay even killed. You can't get too high or get too down with yourself. Like if you do that, you're not gonna be able to play. That's straight facts, and you gotta move on from it. You know.
Isn't that just part of being an offensive lineman, is realizing that development track is different?
Yes.
Even as an offensive lineman in high school, you were probably one of the 1 or 2 best players on the team, but a college offensive lineman requires time and patience that you don't need. How big of an adjustment is that for guys?
To be honest, I think it's a big, huge adjustment. Like, for us, like if you play guard, your whole time in high school, and then all of a sudden you have to move right back out the tackle. It's like, all right, I'm not really comfortable here. Let me get like a whole year under my belt to actually see how I feel, how my stance is. Have you been a tackle for how many years? And all of a sudden, Coach Stud or anybody, any other coaches around the nation tell you to move the guards. But all right, I need more time, especially in the college level. NFL level, you don't have that much time because you're getting paid a little bit more and you don't have time to wait.
You guys are second in the nation in yards per carry. What kind of pride do you guys take in that? Obviously, Travion does what he does in the second level, but in order to get there, he has to go to the first level. What kind of pride do you take having that?
We take very good pride of it. I don't know who's the first one, of course, but our goal is to make sure he really doesn't get touched that much from the front seven. If he gets touched, that's on us. Like, we take pride of that. We can't let him get hit as much as a long season. And, running backs get hit so much out of, like, from DBs, corners, just from everybody. So we gotta make sure, like, ourselves don't make sure like the defensive lineman doesn't touch Trey or CJ.
What does that do for the confidence of a freshman like him or for CJ?
It builds up so much confidence that he can trust us. Like, all right, if we make one bad play, it's like, all right, I know they're gonna get those, like, they'll get it right. But after that, it's like we all know that what we have to do. We set high expectations for ourselves, and I know our fans do too. Not that much, because I'm still guard using him, so it really wouldn't make sense for me to actually go against him when he's outside running. So yeah, I feel like I can give a couple of questions. JT has been, a hardworking guy. He's a strong, powerful guy. Come in 2 or 3 weeks before season was going to be starting, and he knows, like, he's behind, so he's been working his tail off every day, trying to get better, trying to be the better version of himself times 10 or plus more. To be honest, no, I would not, because I'm an offensive lineman. I can't be doing that. So,
is there an aspect of tackle that you still bring into your everyday game, like in terms of a mindset? Like, when you play guard, is there certain maybe aspects that you learn playing tackle that you apply on the inside, or? Yeah, and no. Okay.
It's kind of hard to get into that because I'm not trying to give away my secrets on that one. So, I personally think it's just all about mindset, how tough you are. If you have like a tackle mindset all throughout, you don't have the mindset to play guard. That's fast. Or if you're at guard, you don't have the speed to have to play tackle. Yeah.
You mentioned not being able to just come in, walk in on campus over the summer, and then start your freshman year. Donovan obviously is not starting this year, but he wasn't here this spring, was he, Donovan?
No,
he wasn't. Yeah, so he comes in over the summer, walks in, and is at least, right away contributing in a role. How impressive is that? And for people who don't understand how difficult that is, how significant is that in terms of like how good this kid is?
That's really, really hard coming in as a freshman, and actually being like one of the guys in that group, because I was like that. And I told me, Nick, told him, like, you want a special guy, like don't take this for granted. If you take this for granted, it's like it's gonna run away. Like stuff's gonna keep going on. Like you just gotta keep going. And being a freshman, especially being a guard on field goal, that's a lot. There's a lot to take in because you gotta take on a defensive lineman that's already have a lot more energy or a little more aggression because they just got scored on. So him taking that role on and staying even keel, don't get too low on himself is actually pretty good.
Now, as someone who kind of went through this several years ago now, how big is that not only to be getting all those extra practice reps against good competition, but also game reps? How big is that for an offensive lineman to just start building that sort of library?
Actually, it's pretty good. Practice reps for us is basically game reps because we go against one of the best defensive lines in the country because of Larry Johnson and what the defensive lineman's mindset is. Like for me, for instance, I went against Shea Sean, Nick Bosa, Jalen Holmes, Sam Hubbard, Tyquan Lewis. And those names just like, you know those names like because they are some dogs and they know how to play. They know how to play with like physicality, so they bring it every day. So for me, it was kind of like pretty nice that you're gonna get that. And for Donovan, he's still working. Man, I love him. He's still working though, and I just love how his attitude is towards everything.
How good can he be? I mean, he's got the recruiting pedigree, which obviously doesn't mean anything when you get here, but it's like you see that, you see how early he's getting on the field here. I mean, how good could he be?
He can be literally like his potential is like right here, right now, but it's so far. It's just like everybody else. Everybody's potential in the offensive line is so high. It's so high, but the thing is, just gotta have a mindset that you're gonna get it, to actually like work for it, actually ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Like I tell them all the time, just don't be afraid to ask questions. It might be dumb, but we'll tell you like, all right, like that's a dumb answer, or dumb question, but this is why we do the things that we do.
There, with so many young guys just emerging and really finding their roles on the team, Haskell Garrett's still a veteran. He mentioned last week how he's enjoying being sort of a teacher. As a guy who goes up against him in practice, how do you see him maybe leading the younger guys in the defensive line and stepping into a role as a teacher?
You know, I see how Haskell is, especially coming from our freshman year. Of course, like we all was like learning, like we were students at one point, and being the fifth-year seniors that we are, like right now, of course, we know that we have to be the leaders and the teachers that we are, you know, and kind of brought this up a little bit, like to Nick Petit, like our teachers, like our professors, teachers, moms, parents, like they're our leaders in life. Our teachers basically leaders like for schoolwork, but we can be teachers and leaders on the football field to help out the young guys to actually show them the way how we do stuff.
Has Haskell shared any advice with you, or have you overheard him sharing advice that he's mentioned to his team?
Don't be afraid. Go all out. Life's too short. That's how it basically is. Life's too short. If you dwell on one thing, the rest of your life, you're gonna get left behind.
You feel like he could be a good teacher? Haskell? You feel like Haskell could be a good teacher?
Oh yeah, he for sure will.
Thank you very much, buddy.